Brazil will win the 2026 World Cup, and the reasons why are clearer than most people think. It isn't arrogance, it isn't blind loyalty, it is a cold, calculated look at what it actually takes to win a World Cup. And Brazil are ticking every single box. Let me break it down. There are 3 core aspects that every World Cup winning squad must have. Get all 3 right and you win the tournament. Get 1 wrong and you go home early. We know this because Argentina showed us the blueprint in Qatar 2022. And right now, Brazil are following that blueprint to the letter. The first aspect is having a world-class attacking front 3. For Argentina, that was Messi, Lautaro Martinez, and Julian Alvarez. 3 completely different types of forwards, but together they were unstoppable. Messi provided the magic, Lautaro provided the ruthlessness, and Julian Alvarez was arguably the most complete player in that entire tournament, pressing, running, scoring, creating. That front 3 terrorized every single defense they faced. Now, look at Brazil. Rafinha has been one of the best players in world football over the last 2 seasons, a constant threat, a big game player, someone who delivers when it matters most. Cunha has been absolutely electric, bringing energy, directness, and goals wherever he plays. And then you still have options, Rodrigo, Endrick, and if fit, Neymar. That is not just a good front 3, that is a front 3 that can match and arguably surpass what Argentina had in Qatar. The firepower is there, the quality is undeniable. The second aspect is having the right midfield. Not necessarily the most glamorous midfield, but the most functional one. Argentina had De Paul, Enzo Fernandez, and Paredes. 3 players whose primary job was to protect the defense and serve the attack. They won the ball back quickly, recycled possession intelligently, and gave Messi the platform to do what Messi does. They weren't there to be stars, they were there to make the stars shine brighter. Brazil have exactly that. Bruno Guimaraes is one of the most complete midfielders in world football right now. He wins the ball, he distributes, he drives forward, and he makes everyone around him better. Casemiro brings the experience, the discipline, and the big game mentality that only comes from winning at the very highest level. And you can slot Henderson in there for additional cover and intelligence. That is a midfield built to protect, to serve, and to win, exactly what Argentina's midfield did in Qatar. The third aspect is having a solid, experienced defensive spine with a world-class goalkeeper. Argentina had Romero and Otamendi at center back, battle-hardened, experienced, and reliable in the biggest moments. And behind them was Emiliano Martinez, who made crucial saves throughout the tournament and single-handedly won Argentina the penalty shootout against the Netherlands in the quarterfinals. Now, look at Brazil's defense. Gabriel and Araujo at center back is arguably a stronger pairing than what Argentina had. Both are world-class defenders at the absolute peak of their powers. Dominant in the air, composed on the ball, and experienced at the highest level of club football. And behind them is Alisson, one of the greatest goalkeepers of his generation, calm, commanding, and capable of producing the kind of decisive moments that win tournaments. That defensive spine is not just good enough to win a World Cup. It is better than what Argentina had. Now, some people will bring up the fullback issue. They will say Brazil don't have those recognized elite attacking fullbacks. But here is the thing. Fullbacks don't win you World Cups. Argentina won the entire tournament with Molina and Acuna at fullback. Solid players, yes. Elite? Not really. What won Argentina the World Cup was their spine, their front 3, their midfield engine, and their defensive backbone. The fullbacks were functional and that was enough. Brazil have that same spine. And more importantly, Brazil have that same hunger. Think about what drove Argentina in Qatar. It was Messi, a man who had spent his entire career chasing this one missing piece. The entire squad rallied around that motivation. They played for him, they fought for him, and in the end, they delivered for him. Brazil have that exact same narrative with Neymar. Say what you want about him, and people say plenty, but Neymar is Brazil's greatest player of his generation. He has carried that national team for over a decade through injuries, criticism, and heartbreak. If he is fit and available for 2026, that dressing room will have every reason to fight for him the same way Argentina fought for Messi. That kind of motivation is not something you can manufacture. It either exists in a squad or it doesn't. In Brazil's squad right now, it absolutely does. And let's not forget, Brazil recently demolished Croatia, the very team that knocked them out of the previous World Cup. That wasn't just a result, that was a statement. That was a squad that has learned from its pain and is ready to go all the way. So here is where I land. Brazil are not just contenders for the 2026 World Cup. They are the team most closely mirroring the exact formula that won Argentina the last one. The front three is there. The midfield is there. The defensive spine is there. The motivation is there. The hunger is there. Brazil will win the 2026 World Cup. And when they do, nobody should be surprised because the blueprint was always there. They just needed the right moment to execute it. And that moment is now. But I want to know what you think. Do you agree that Brazil are following Argentina's blueprint? Or do you think another team is going to steal the trophy in 2026? Drop your answer in the comments right now. I read every single one. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button. It helps this video reach more football fans just like you. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we go deep on football analysis every single week. And share this video with that one friend who thinks Brazil can't win it. Let them watch this and then tell me they still feel the same way. I'll see you in the next one.